What's going on? Yo, 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 this is Terrell, Hall of Fame, D-Line, TBKC, and all that sweet, beautiful, wonderful shit. Now, with so much talk about the breathing issues in the American Bully, amongst other breeds, I had to do some old research and actually, catch up on some research, which I do from time to time. I don't aspire to be a veterinarian anymore, but I do like to keep up on things. And I've seen this debate a lot of, is it genetics? Which is strange because I know a lot of people, this is a trend now in the American Bully community, is where they go and they'll fix a dog, a puppy. They'll fix his airways, and they'll fix, have the surgery to clear the airways out, and do whatever they can to make it seem as if this dog is breathing better, just to sell it to you. Some vets will do it. Some vets will make you wait to an older age, but some vets will do it when they're very, very young and fix that. And you'll never know. You know what I mean? They'll sell you the dog. You think you have a good breathing dog, and you can breed the dog. And honestly, it's a very bad idea. I've always said it was genetics. And now there's more and more research, and the research is pretty much just, the research is pretty much just going along with what I've known for a while, and what a lot of good doctors have known for a while, is that, of course, the dogs like the bulldogs, the pugs, the Boston Terriers, the American Bullies, the exotics, you know what I'm saying? We can go on and on and on and on and on. They've always had the breathing issues, but the thing of it is that what was strange about those dogs is that they are, brachycephalic. I'm gonna mess that up every time, but basically the shorter muzzled dogs. I mess up the big words, trust me. Brachycephalic. I'm gonna mess it up. I give it up, but y'all know what I'm talking about. But the syndrome is BOS, and that's that word, brachycephalic, and it's obstructive. Obstructive airway syndrome. That's what it comes out as, BOS. Well, they've often attributed it to the more pushed-in muzzle and the different style of head. But what they found out with the, I think it's the Norwich Terrier, this was a terrier that started to have the same issues. And this dog was meant to hunt rats and other rodents and different things of that nature. Very, very traditional terrier muzzle, a longer muzzle. Not in the family at all with what you would expect from the bulldog, and they started to see this happen. Well, some very, very smart scientists wanted to find out why this was happening, because this was a curveball, and what was believed that this was, that this was more so not just genetics. I think most scientists and doctors had already, agreed that it's genetic, but the actual mutation. And this was one of the breeds that you really first started to see this happen to outside of a bull breed or a short-faced breed. And what they were finding out is they did all these tests, and of course they went scientific, and they were looking at the genetics and found the genes that were causing this mutation. And I keep emphasizing the word mutation because the genes were changing. And if you had two copies of this gene, in this one particular dog, then it would present itself. And what was happening more and more, which they had to be careful of, is, of course, and this is where you call for elimination, because more and more they would have one dog, okay, he has a breathing problem. So what they would do is, this was what a lot of the breeders were doing. They would say, okay, I'm gonna breed it to a dog who doesn't have the breathing problem. And of course, what would happen most times is that the puppies would come out, more with better breathing. They're like, okay, we fixed the breathing problem. What they didn't account for is that eventually the gene pool is going to overlap, and eventually somewhere down the line, the dog that you fixed, that you put this gene into, is going to run across another, his descendants are going to run across the descendants of another dog that has this gene. Once that hits and the genetics show up that it does have a double copy of this gene, it presents itself, and it started to present itself a lot further. I mean, a lot more frequently, because the gene pool is not, infinite. So eventually you're going to run across it. And well, what they basically found out is the easiest way to do it is just to not breed those dogs that have breathing issues, and start to go for the dogs who weren't presenting it at all. And this was a better way. It didn't make it 100%, and of course they're still in the process, but it changed it. But what the key part of this study is to show that the genes can mutate in a way that not only in the bulldog, we can go from the traditional bulldog breathing problems to a worsened case than even the traditional bulldog has. Of course, your English bulldog is not known for being long-winded. That's not what it does. But now, if you breed inappropriately, like we see a lot of times in this community, where people just don't care about the breathing, the mutation actually makes the gene stronger, and you can come up with worse versions of this breathing issue. So to think about it in this light, is that you took a terrier that was known for having incredible wind and could run and have no problems breathing, chase down stuff. He was built for speed, he was built for stamina, chasing different things around. And even in a breed like that, as the genes started to mutate because people weren't paying attention to it or weren't respecting it enough, and you started getting these double copies, that dog ended up with an issue. Now you take it to our level, where our dogs are already having the issue, and we are just showing total recklessness about the way we breed this. We are mutating the genes and the breathing patterns of our dogs to a point that's catastrophic. And I don't say that to be dramatic, but this is one of the reasons why we went from, maybe a little bit of a breathing problem to right now, dogs just flat out can't breathe. A lot of these dogs are just falling out every which way. This is one of the reasons why I refuse to breed my studs to females that have breathing issues. I just won't do it. I don't care. You can come with the $3,500 to $4,000, whatever. And as much as I would need a couple dollars that week, I'll turn it down. I always have. Because it's about breeding ethics, and it's about not putting that shit out there. So it's about, D-Line is more than just me. Hall of Fame is more than just me. It's a brand. So at the end of the day, our dogs, are our brand. We love this breed as being part of the creators of this breed, or the people who manifested the breed, even if we don't want to use the word create. And we still respect, the Edge blood, which we're a part of the Edge family. We respect it, and our objective is to make the dogs better. So knowing that these genes can mutate, knowing that there can be troubles and issues that happen, this is why I keep telling y'all, it's an elimination. Everybody looks at everything as very, very straightforward, but that's not how genetics work. Genetics can mutate, and it can mutate in a bad way. It's the same reason why we see these things happening to the legs of the dogs. It's the same reason why we see the backs, not trying to be comical like I have been in the past, but even when you look at a dog like Beanstalk and you see his eyes are coming closer and closer together, that is a genetic mutation. That is not normal. No matter what anybody tells you, that is not normal. And once you see it physically, typically that's the red flag. It's a lot of stuff going on, in the and let's just say it in the gene map that is going to make this way worse down the line. You cannot keep breeding it. You cannot keep compounding it. I had an individual ask me this morning about, what do I think about Mr. Magoo? Now think about this. Even in that extreme line of dogs, Magoo was not that bad of a dog. It's not that bad of a dog. Magoo is still living. Magoo actually breathes a lot better than the rest of the dogs that come from that camp. Magoo is a pretty healthy dog. He's living a longer, healthier life. They have no problem putting him on video and showing he's still, looking good, big, moving around well. And then on the other side, as the breedings got worse and more recklessness happened, Mr. Beans was a lot less healthy. Casablanca was a lot less healthy. Then you get down to a dog like Beanstalk, who's obviously not healthy. You can see the deformities in his frame, the long back, the dipped in back, the closed together eyes, the overextended chest, all of these things that are happening. And he doesn't breathe well either. You know, they try to act like it by showing you short clips of it. He wasn't exactly, you know, he got overshadowed in the stack off video, but his breathing wasn't great, and they were in the shade, you know. So at the end of the day, these deformities in these dogs will progress from generation to generation. Yeah, my lungs are still messed up. I'm talking about everybody else can't breathe, but mine's was because of an accident. But you know, this is just something that has to be fixed. It has to be paid close attention to if we're going to fix it. If we don't, you know, I can tell y'all something. You look back 15 years ago to how healthy the dogs were, to how, you know, they could be outside, do all these things, and that was the majority of the dogs, to now they have to have cooling packs and ice packs. What do you think the next 15 years are going to bring? Responsible breeding, doing the right thing, healthy dogs matter. This is what we're promoting. It's not a money contest. It's strictly about, let's improve this breed. Let's do the right thing by this breed. Sometimes it brings heartache. Sometimes it's very, very hard to let go of something that is not showing you know, what it needs to be. I've put down many dogs in this process, unfortunately, and sometimes things don't work out, especially in the early days, you know, doing different things. Genes were getting tight. We hadn't quite figured out everything. Dogs had to get put down. Dave's, you know, Wilson, he's admitted to this. We all have admitted to it, that some breedings don't work out and the dogs have to be put down or just pet home. But if it's a severe issue there and it's recognized, you put them down and you start over. You don't try to continue and fix that stuff. But man, hopefully this helped y'all out some. I know I'm choppy. Y'all have to remember, I still I'm recovering. I'm actually sitting right outside the therapy place right now, but I'm still recovering from concussion, so my head doesn't quite work as fast as it used to, but it's getting better, and my memory is getting better. It was pretty rough there, and my breathing is getting better. So I thank y'all for your prayers and your love and support, you know what I mean? Cuzzo, I'll be waiting for my package in the mail. I need some inspiration, brother. Much love to all y'all. God bless y'all. Peace.